All right. Someone sent me a DM in response to my post, my video last night about the embarrassing loss of Newcastle to Barcelona. I made a video. I said Newcastle, just like Spurs, Chelsea, and Man City, embarrassed the EPL. Made that video last night where I was really ranting about how they embarrassed EPL, leaving Arsenal to carry the weight of the EPL. Thankfully, Liverpool came through as well. So two teams from EPL qualified for the Champions League quarterfinals. Now, he sent me this DM. You can see both DMs here, but my focus is on the second part. Therefore, give Una Baka to play now. Make we for know how far. Now, they don't give Una Sporting Lisbon. Una they happy. Well, this goes to say that a lot of persons watch football or watches football for the fun of it without understanding how it plays. You get? They just watch football because others watch football. A lot of persons talk about football and they want to feel among. You get the point. Now, this guy failed to understand, or a lot of persons fail to understand that the rule behind the Champions League format has really changed. The rule was changed. The new format was launched in the year 2023. If I stand to be corrected, before the 2024, the 2025 Champions League season. And you can also, if you play back to the 2024-2025 season, just the same scenarios played out. Now, your finishing position at the end of the league phase determines where you find yourself when the draws for the round of 16 are rolled out. Now, you can recall that Arsenal finished top of the pile, winning all 8 games, not losing any, scoring 23 goals and conceding 4. In the entire 8 games they played, they have plus 19 there and 24 points. You can see that. And Bayern Munich, they also finished a second, having won 7 games, losing to only Arsenal. They lost to Arsenal in that 3-1 at the Emirates. Now you can also see Barcelona in the 5th position. Now this goes to tell you that the 1st to the 8th position team cannot play themselves in the round of 16. It is not possible. This is the new format. These 8 teams from 1st, which is Arsenal, to Manchester City, cannot play themselves in the round of 16. That is that. Now let's go to UEFA.com. Let's go to the Champions League new format. You can see this here. The 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League introduced a new Swiss model league phase, replacing the traditional group stage with one 36-team table. Each team plays 8 matches against 8 different opponents, with the top 8 qualifying for the round of 16 and the teams 9 to 24 competing in the playoff. Now, the story behind the new format, the goal. UEFA aims to provide more competitive matches, increase fan interest, and boost revenue by creating more high-stakes matches between elite teams. Preventing Super League split. That is one of the aims, to prevent the Super League split. The revamp was designed to address concerns from the top clubs seeking more revenue and to prevent breakaway initiatives like the Super League by providing more premium matches. Now, here's the point I'm driving at. The new league phase and round of 16 mechanism. League structure. Instead of groups, all teams are ranked in a single table. Teams are divided into 4 pots and play 2 teams from each pot. Qualification or playoffs. The top 8 clubs in the league table advance directly into the round of 16. So from Arsenal to Manchester City advance directly into the round of 16. The playoff round, teams ranked 9th through 24 compete in a 2-legged knockout phase playoff to join the top 8 in the round of 16. teams placed 25th to 36th are eliminated automatically. You know, before now, those teams that are eliminated, they are transferred, so to speak, into the Europa League, but not anymore. If you are eliminated, you are eliminated. You wait for the next season. The round of 16 draw, seeding. The top 8 teams from the league phase seeded are paired against the winners of the knockout playoffs, unseeded. You can see in bracket. Advantage. Seeded teams, top 8, play the second leg at home, providing a significant advantage in the knockouts. Bracket structure. The draw dictates the path to the final, with the first and second, talking about Arsenal and Bayern Munich, the third and fourth, fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth place finishers placed on opposite sides of the bracket. Arsenal on one part of the bracket, Bayern Munich on one part of the bracket, Liverpool on one part of the bracket, Tottenham on one part of the bracket, Barcelona on one part of the bracket, which is the bracket of Arsenal, Chelsea on the opposite, Sporting CP on the side of Arsenal, Manchester City on the opposite. Now go back to this. Now the draw process. Clubs are paired based on their final league positions, where the top 8 teams are paired with the winners of the playoffs. Knockout seeding. The top 8 teams, that is, for example, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, all through to Manchester City, receive seeding priority, meaning they face winners from the playoff, part of the final. The bracket is predetermined, establishing potential quarterfinal and semi-final pairings immediately after the round of 16 draw. So this tells you that the draw pattern was already made. The road to Budapest 2026 was already planned before the first kickoff. Your finishing position determines who and where you play at the long run. So that is why you see Manchester City were paired against Real Madrid. Then the round of 16, it was determined by their finishing position. Now, there's no way Arsenal can play Barcelona in the round of in the quarterfinals. It's not possible. It is not possible because these teams, the seeded teams, were already positioned in a pot. The draw pattern was already made. It was already defined. After the playoff, it was glaring that Arsenal will get either Atalanta or Bayer Leverkusen. Whoever Arsenal gets, the order of these two teams was going to play against Bayern Munich. The pattern was already there. Then Bodo Glimt was going to play Sporting CP, and whoever that wins that game in the round of 16 will play the either of Arsenal or Bayer Leverkusen or Atlanta, whichever team Arsenal gets. So there is no reason why Barcelona will come into the picture, because Barcelona finished in the same bracket with Arsenal, the bracket of the top 8 teams. And here's where it gets intriguing. The top 2 teams, which is Arsenal and Bayern Munich, get the home advantage all through the way to the semi-final. That means they play the first leg away and they play the second leg at home. Now the third to 8th position, they get that advantage to the quarterfinals. The third to the 8th position, they get the advantage until they get to the quarterfinals. That's why Barcelona played away at Nou Camp first in the first leg, and they played the second leg at home. And in the quarterfinals, you see that Barcelona will be playing the second leg at home because they finished higher than Atletico Madrid. They'll be playing the first leg at Atletico ground, then the second leg will play at the Camp Nou. Then after the quarterfinals, Barcelona cannot have that advantage. It's only Arsenal and Bayern Munich that will have that advantage. So it's not a pairing that was done to favor Arsenal. People will be shouting, "Oh, UEFA just want Arsenal to win this league. UEFA just want Arsenal to win this league." My friend, keep quiet. You don't understand how it works. You don't understand football. You don't understand pairings. You don't understand draws. It's better you go sit down and learn, or ask questions. Why is this team not playing this? It's not the time of old where they just carry anybody and give anybody. Carry Arsenal, give Bayern Munich every year, 4 times in 5 years or 3 times in 4 years. Also with Barcelona, it doesn't work that way anymore. So every team is encouraged to play well, to fight for the points, to fight for the wins, to fight for the 3 points. Do you understand? Just like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, say make it exciting. Give them what they want. And this is what we want. We want competitiveness. We want every team to be serious. Everything to be serious. It's not after you've won the first 3 games, you're almost qualifying. You now use kids to play the remaining fixtures while you are reserving your first team players to play the league campaign. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. This time, if you snooze, you miss. If you slip up, you find yourself in the bottom 8 and you'll be kicked out. So that is how it is, my friend. So if you want to ask again, if you want to say again, they should have given Barca to Arsenal. That you go to the table to find out, where did Barca finish? Where did Arsenal finish? Why is it this way? That is a question for you. You can find out. God bless you. See you in the next video.